Right now, Arizona Republican Senator John McCain is with us here in Studio 57. Welcome, Senator.
Thank you. A lot going on.
Well, here you have seen the Iranian president here talking a lot about looking for a new direction, but now the rubber meets the ground here, and we have negotiations and conversations. What should the United States demand that Iran do before it loosens the sanctions?
Well, first, abide by 4 UN Security Council resolutions and the requirements entailed in that. Second of all, a robust inspection capability and a little bit of skepticism, since Mr. Rouhani is the same guy that bragged about how he deceived the negotiators back in 2000 to 2004 when he was a negotiator for the Iranians, where he carried on conversations and they went from 150 centrifuges to 1,000. So I would be make sure that every step of the way it's verifiable.
I want to turn now to the issue of the government shutdown. We've got 4 days to go, Senator. Do you agree with Senator Corker, who we just saw in Nancy's piece, who took issues with Senators Cruz and Lee, saying that they are turning this whole thing into a show?
Well, I think when you look at it from the standpoint of the, quote, filibuster, which filibusters are supposed to delay votes, we had a vote scheduled, so there was no, it certainly didn't match the meaning of the word. Second of all, we are dividing the Republican Party. Rather than attacking Democrats and maybe trying to persuade those 5 or 6 Democrats that are in states that are leaning Republican, we are now launching attacks against Republicans funded by commercials that Senator Lee and Senator Cruz appear in. And so it's very dysfunctional. The American people, by 80 to 20, do not want the government shut down. And I was around the last time we did it, and there was a very big backlash. And I'm proud of the fight that we waged against Obamacare. But right now, as Senator Coburn, our most conservative Republican senator, has said, this exercise will not achieve the goal that we seek doing in this fashion.
So is Senator Cruz doing this for personal ambition?
Oh, I can't describe his motives. He and I have a good relationship. We have a friendly relationship, and I can't question his motives. But I do question whether the outcome is going to be as he is promising people, which is impossible as long as the Democrats control 2 of the 3 bodies of government.
Senator, you have been in the United States Senate since 1987. It is known as the most deliberative body. Have you ever seen this kind of infighting between one party?
No.
Never.
I've not seen anything.
So what does that say then about the state of politics and the state of your party?
I think that it argues for us to be more united and spend our time against our adversary, because we all share the same principles and values, and I'd like to see us do that. I've not said anything personally, but I did take exception when Senator Cruz likened people who weren't taking his position to those appeasers prior to World War II.
You thought that was over the top?
That's just over the line.
I've got to go to Syria and the vote of the Security Council.
Sure.
It was hoped by the president that there would be a vote in which there would be repercussions laid out if the Syrians did not turn over the chemical weapons. Did we get that?
Of course not. It's deeply disappointing. The Russians have said consistently that they would not enact meaningful sanctions against Syria if they failed to comply. There is no requirement. It's the only requirement is to go back to the UN Security Council. The Russians have never agreed, and I can tell you, I know for a fact the morale of the Free Syrian Army is at an all-time low. We've now made an agreement, no repercussion for the 1,400 that were killed by sarin gas. They feel abandoned, and I'm very, very sad.
That's right. That is not in this new UN resolution about that attack. Senator John McCain, good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me back.